I'm buzzing, let's drink up, you deaf.
Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you want to talk about budgeting, goals, things like that, you're at the right place. And today what we're going to be doing is talking about my annual financial goals as well as my January week 1 check-in, tracking transactions, and my cash envelopes. So we're going to start with the annual goals, and I divide my goals into 4 different kind of quadrants. So what I want to spend my money on or save for, what I want to low spend on, no spend, and a de-stash. So we'll talk a little bit more about the de-stash and how I pull that money back into my budget. So first of all, what I want to spend my money on. So travel, experiences, gifts, wellness, and house refresh. So these are the things that are not physical things, but they are experiences or things that I enjoy spending money on or going places. So this is what I want to save my money for. This is what I'm willing to spend money on this year. What will be a low spend? So if you followed my channel for any amount of time, you know I love to buy stationery supplies, planner supplies, craft supplies, things like that. So I really have more than enough. Actually, I'm a little overwhelmed with the amount that I have now. I'm kind of starting to do a de-stash, which we'll talk about down here. So my low spend categories, stationery, clothes, and planner supplies. My no spend categories. So these are the things that when I look back on these purchases, I'm either have enough of them and it was redundant to buy something else, or I feel like I'm wasting my money and it's not a good choice for my budget. So craft supplies, fast food, impulse purchases. So I have in my planner a back page that says wish list. So when I see something that I want, I see something on Amazon or on social media and I think, oh, that would be great to have, I write it down on my wish list. If it's still there in 3 weeks and I have the money for it in one of my budget categories, then I'll go ahead and spend it. I have gotten really bad with being home all the time, just scrolling Amazon and social media and then buying the things thinking, oh, that would be great. And then when they get here, I really don't have a purpose for them. And then it's kind of a budget buster. Purses and totes, technology, unless I have to replace. So I don't need another computer, iPad, phone. Those have all been replaced. They're all working well. So unless something breaks, I will not be spending any money on technology this year. Pens and markers. Don't even get me started. I have a ton. De-stash. So I normally de-stash on Mercari and Poshmark. My goal this year is 100 items to de-stash. So far this week, I've already sold 2 on Mercari. Poshmark, I don't sell as much on because that's mainly clothing or handbags, things like that. Facebook Marketplace and Instagram are going to be new to me. And I'm a little leery of Facebook Marketplace. I've just heard horror stories, but if you've been successful selling on Facebook Marketplace, please let me know down in the comments, like some tips and techniques. And do you have them at your house? Do you meet them somewhere? How do you handle the exchange of the merchandise and the cash? And then Instagram will be new to me, but I really feel like that's a great way to sell through like stationery and planner supplies because that's kind of the community that I am belonging to. So those are my annual goals. And then let's talk about January week 1. So if you followed my channel for a while, you know that I kind of took a break from, I say break from budgeting, but really I still budgeted. It was a break from filming and tracking transactions. So once you get used to a certain budgeting system, it almost becomes just automatic for you. And those of you that are new to budgeting and struggling, believe me, I would say the first 6 to 7 months, I struggled so bad. You're trying to break behaviors that you have, and it's really hard to break those behaviors. So give yourself some grace, keep going. It is 100% worth to be in a financial position where you are not stressed about money. So this is, why we budget. And I love this community because there are so many different styles of budgets out there. I can watch 15 videos that are cash stuffing and they're all different. Everybody's budget is different. Their time in their life is different. Their, income is different. They're single mom, kids, things like that. So find that channel that you can relate to and just get started. You will never regret that decision. Okay, off my soapbox. So what I did, just kind of speed up this video a little bit, is I went ahead and wrote down my transactions for the week. So I'm a firm believer in color coding. And this is my color coding system. So I have what I call check boxes, and this is what I write in my transactions. This is my color coding system, and I created these matching the mile liners. So for example, this is the grocery color, this is my sinking funds color, fixed expenses. It's just the way my brain works, and it makes it easier for me to kind of track the categories when I do my weekly check-in. So they are already listed. And then as far as my variable expenses, they pretty much have come in. Electric, I budgeted 150. It came in at 153. Southwest gas, which is our natural gas, went from 60, which is what my budget was based on my last year number, to 81. Now we have had a very cold December, so you know that makes sense. We have our water heater, our washer dryer, our stove on natural gas, so yes, I can understand why that went up. Savings, I already moved the $1,000 from our income over, and then the 100 envelope challenge will be at the end of the month. And then everything else is pretty much here. A few things came in a little higher, a little lower. Like I thought my gym went to 55, but it really went to 57. And then DirecTV is actually 105, not 109. So I just kind of adjusted over here just so for next month I'll know. And then I'm going to come back to the weekly check-in. This is where I've listed my sinking funds. And there's categories that I call my general. And so what I did was I went ahead and started to break it down in the back so that I could keep track of what category I'm taking that out of. So when I do my month-end recap, I'll know where that money went. Now, I did mention medical in my last video, and I just kind of wanted to clarify that because I didn't really clarify it. So my husband had surgery on the 30th of December, and it wasn't supposed to happen until January, end of January. So I thought we kind of had time. We knew either way we hadn't made our deductible, so we were going to have a lot more out of pocket than we had anticipated. I already had $1,000 put aside for the surgery, but at the surgery center, we paid almost $1,500, and then we still have another $300 bill from the doctor. Probably have one from the anesthesiologist as well. We just don't know what those are going to be. So right there, I'm overspent in my medical fund. So what I did was I took the balance out of the cushion that I keep in my checking account. I have been keeping about a $4,000 cushion in my checking account, and it had gotten up to like $6,000. So I just took that cushion and moved some of it back into medical spending, and then gave my husband the rest because he had put it on his credit card, so I Venmo'd him the balance to pay that off. So, you know, that's why I have sinking funds, because quite frankly, it's just a matter of not if, it's when things like that happen. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with groceries. I always seem to start here. Now, groceries I split into two, $300, which is in my envelopes divided out by the 4 weeks, which is $75 a week. And then I keep an online $300, so when I am doing HelloFresh or doing a grocery pickup, the money is there and I'm not moving it back and forth. So just to kind of give you an idea. So the first one, I had a HelloFresh on the 1st of the month, and then I had Sam's Club for $119, Walmart for $16, Walmart for $52, Walmart for $23. And so a total of $270. Yep. We're a little over already. So my budget is $600, and $270 is what I spent. So 60 minus 270, 600 minus 270. Okay, I have 330 left. I'm going to subtract the, I only have one more HelloFresh this month, so 60. So I really have $270 left. I'm going to divide that by 3. It's $90 a week. Okay. Eating out, another category I think I went over in. I do want to say that part of this should have gone to, like this $16 I went to buy food for my daughter's dog, and he gets chicken and quinoa. So that was $16. And then at Sam's Club, I did buy a few things for the house, like I needed new Tupperware containers, things like that. But I'm just going to leave it in groceries because frankly, I don't have anything left in household. Okay, so date night, which is a sinking fund, was 42 plus 28 plus 56. So right there, I am over $6. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out of my envelope and put it in my back to bake. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. And then I'm going to take the $6 out of my spending for the week. That 5 is just sad. That's what I had left in spending, and I'll put that in my back to bake. If I don't do it right when I check it in, then I forget. Just take it out. Okay, so that envelope is empty. I still have $100 in entertainment. That's going to have to be our date nights for the rest of the month. Okay, now this is not, I don't think I have, yeah, I don't have date night on here. So that's really a sinking fun envelope. So we'll save it there. Eating out. So eating out is this lime green. So I had Chipotle for 19. I had Panda Express for 21. So I had 40. My budget was 50. So for the month is 200. I give myself $50 a week. I spent 40. And that means I have 160 left. So, well, that just makes sense, right? 160 divided by 3, so $53. So pretty much I can just stick with the 50, and I might have a little bit of wiggle room there. And then I had one time I filled up my car, and that was 40. So I give myself $200 a month for gas. I really don't drive my car a lot. And that leaves me 160, and I still have a full tank. So 160. Okay, spending, I have 200 for the month. I just took the whole 50 because whatever I don't spend, I just leave in my wallet. Like that $6 I just pulled out for date night will come out of any excess from spending. Entertainment, I have 100. I did not spend anything, thank God, because quite frankly, I have any money. Okay, personal care. This is where I did some major damage. So I give myself 200. My daughter also gave me a $100 gift card to where I get my pedicures. So yesterday I took both of my daughters and we went and had pedicures, and then we went out to lunch, and that was one of the date nights. So in personal care, of the 200, I spent $137. Now this is where it got a little mixed up because I used cash first of all, but I was getting change so that I could tip each person. So I should have, I used my gift card and $137. Let me just qualify this statement. Minus 137. I should have 63 left. 20, 40, 61, 2, 3. Okay, it did work out. Yay. Okay. So I still need to get a haircut this month, and that will be it. So this is more than enough, but I just wanted us all to get to go together. We haven't gotten all to go together for a while, so I just took it out of my personal care. So 63. My mom gets 100. I have not spent any money on her, so I still have 100. Giving is 400. Did 100, so 300. Medicine is 100. I haven't spent anything yet, though I will be spending probably the next week or so. I have to get refills. Household, it was 100. I spent 100, like right away. I bought new pots and pans, not pots and pans, but cookie sheets, things like that. Mine were literally my original ones from when I got married. And so I have 0 left. And then miscellaneous, I've always put $100 in there just to cover. I have not spent anything. And then miscellaneous rolls over if I don't spend it. So that's everything that I spent last week. Now I do have money that I need to take out of my envelopes and put more money in. So so this, if you have not seen, this is all of like holidays. These are where my sinking funds are. I will be taking out of this envelope because my one niece's birthday is, her party's the 14th, and the other one. As far as the dogs, these are my daughter's dogs. The $300 for Liam shots, I just left in my account. So this is more long-term. And then as far as this one, I don't think I have anything else to take out of here. I already took date night out. I do need to color code for Christmas because I did move that 300 over. So my budget for Christmas, I always say, is 4,000, which sounds like a ton. And this year I only spent 3,000, and hopefully we're just going to keep paring it down until we get to a level that I feel like is realistic. But the way that this savings challenge works is the snowman is 100, Santa is 200. So I'm going to color in a Santa and a snowman. And this is an online account at Capital One. So I just move it on the first of the month when I get paid. And then for Christmas, I did use my card and then just pay it off within that account, which is nice. I have $700 in cashback rewards right now, which I'm saving for travel. And then my savings challenge, you're going to see at the end of the month. And this money needs to be put into the savings challenge. So it'll be this one. Okay, so these are my kind of my everyday, and then here's my everyday. So what I need to take out of here to put back in the bank, first of all, is groceries. So I used my card. And so this 75 needs to go back to the bank. In eating out, 40 needs to go back to the bank. And the 10 can stay because I did underspend in that category, which is really quite surprising. For spending, I have left 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then the 6 that you already saw me take out, but that's spending. So I'm going to put the next 50 this one here. Okay, so I leave that in there. Never mind. Personal care stays. My mom should still have 40, which she does. Entertainment should still have 50, 20, 40, 50. We tried to go to a movie the other day and I ended up working late, so no go on the movie. This is really medicine, and then back to the bank is in my other one. Let's put these back in here. Okay, so for groceries, $6.75. Right. Didn't look right. I do also have a Costco voucher for $41 that will probably be used definitely this month. And then eating out is $50. That money not want to stay in there. So now I have 60 in eating out with the other 10. And then spending gets 50. That goes in my wallet. And then personal care, it's all in there. I took the money out of here when we went to go to get our pedicures so that all the money was in my wallet and just paid cash. Entertainment, I should still have 50, 20, 30, 40, 50 in here. My mom should still have 60, and she does. Household is empty. Miscellaneous has 100. And then this money goes back to the bank. And when I say back to the bank, it will go to my next cash stuffing because I only took out part of the month. I took out the first half of the month. And then instead of putting this in and pulling it out, this will go back into my cash stuffing for the balance of the month. So it just saves me a trip to the bank, and because I have that cushion in my account, I can pay my card and not worry about going over in my account, my checking account. So that stays there. So that is everything for this video. It was a little rough at the beginning of the week, I won't lie, to be back to tracking transactions. So what I ended up doing was leaving this book open to my transaction page and just writing them in as they came up. So every day at the end of the day, I would just pull up my Capital One app or where I had written down what I spent in cash, and I wrote down everything that was on Capital One that needed to be paid back to the card. So I do a mid-month payment on the 15th, and then I pay it off by the 2nd of the month, and that way I don't overspend. But it's just good for me personally to keep an eye on what is going on that card so that I don't look at the app and think, where's all this money coming from? Because I know I need to move from my sinking funds, all the ones that are sinking funds, and then gifts. So I still need to move those onto my card to pay my card, and they're all attached to Capital One. So this system has worked really well for me. It kind of keeps it all in one place, and I'm not moving money around a lot because the money is already attached to the credit card. So it's like an instant payment there. So that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not done so already, please consider subscribing and leave any comments or questions you have down into the comment section. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Bye.
Like that Marvin Gaye song, I'm stunning.